I played Ligadi Buddhendra. Everyone thought that is this guy going mad. There were days, I guess, I remember we were only two people listening to a full band. People look at the fancy version of the business only. Your profitability is 10-12% if you are there. It's not 10% always.
Secret enemy, the profit and loss lo kanpiyadu. Like vendors, purchases, wastage. Ekkada quiet ga bleed avutadana.
Never get into a price war with any club. Never do MRP nights. Never do 1+1s or whatever you want to do with alcohol. But with Dakshin, we are getting more and more deeper into how your kitchen works. Chef is cutting an onion in terms of how wastage less is there. Everything matters now. Work in a restaurant for at least 6 to 8 months to understand what is the core logistics of it. Every guy who has the money can open a restaurant, but to running a restaurant, it's something which is not easy for everyone.
What kills most restaurants? Like bad location, bad food, or bad people?
Bad people. If your food is good, no matter the location, will be my doors are open to everyone. You can call us, you can text us any point of time. One of my chef, he called me late in the night. He said, my daughter is having seizures. So immediately I told him, get her on the train, get back to Hyderabad. Trust me, you will love this.
Hemendra Reddy has given Hyderabad its first Telugu music scene, its first serious cafe, its first underground electronic music culture, and now a home for South Indian food of all kinds of varieties. He has done all of it largely without personal fame. The city knows the venue, not many know the man. In this episode with our Hemendra Reddy, we have genuine conversation about business, about struggles, about the city, about music culture. This isn't just a podcast, it's a mirror for dreamers and builders. Welcome, Hemana, as you want me to address you. And thank you for taking time on a Sunday evening. Let the audience know about yourself, Anna. Please introduce yourself. We want to know more about you.
Thank you so much again for calling me here. My name is Hemendra Reddy. I am a first generational entrepreneur in terms of F&B from my family. I own the Moonshine Project, Cafe Melange, Aroma of Dakshin, and a very cute little play area called Creative Square. These are all my brands which are running in Hyderabad currently. And as you can see, as we talk, you can know more about us.
Tell me, Anna, what in your journey, like when did this whole journey of building hotels, restaurants, in which year did it start?
I started in 2009, 8 ending to be precise. So a couple of my friends and me, we are engineering friends. I mean, I did my mechanical engineering from MBSR. So after that, all my friends left the US and me and a couple of friends were there in Hyderabad. Everyone were doing their own stint, and I did my stint in a company for 1 year. One of my friend was doing his family business. So we have been doing multiple things, but we were not keen on working for a longer time. Or one fine day, casually we met. We were like, okay, let's do something. So that's when the idea of the whole coffee shop started.
Okay.
Back then, it was only Coffee Day and Barista who had the coffee culture in Hyderabad. Because that also, the idea behind it was, back in college, we used to drive from Nadargul to Somajiguda because Coffee Day opened in Somajiguda. That was the first ever Coffee Day in Nagarjuna Circle. So all the way, when we go there, we used to analyze, isko kitte mein pad raha hai? What is the profit margin? So we were not more keen on the coffee, but we were analyzing on how much is minting money out there.
Yes.
So after the 3 years of the whole journey with that engineering and all, then one fine day we were like sitting and talking together, and I guess one of my friend who was in US, he was like, dude, yahan pe, I guess the market is bad.
Okay.
I want to come back. So by the time he was saying that, even we were like, there's no point in looking at, even we were fed up with our
Daily routine.
daily routines and all. So that way, okay, let's build an idea.
Okay.
Again, coffee shop was the place where we all used to meet, sit and all. Let's do something on these lines. So then we decided to search for places, and luckily we got a place in Film Nagar. Then we created a concept in such a way that, okay, Coffee Day is only serving coffee to you. What we can do in a different way. So back then IPL was a craze.
Big craze, yes.
People were like, I guess Deccan Chargers won when we opened.
Okay, the second IPL.
So we opened a place wherein we had a projector. We were screening matches. We had a pool table wherein people used to hang out throughout the day. That way, we have created a new experience for people who are looking at a coffee culture.
Coffee culture, okay.
You have a good coffee, you have a pool table, you have a screen wherein you can watch live matches. So this was something new at that point of time.
Mm-hmm.
No one did. People had typical shisha places.
Yes.
Then we added that to get more crowd into the picture. Then that went really well. I still 2013-14, it was going good. Then shisha was banned.
Yeah.
Then a lot of cafes closed. And we didn't want to shut down because we had already had a 70% regular clientele coming in.
100%.
We're like, okay, even though shisha was a major revenue at that point of time, we're like, okay, chuck it. Let's run the place because the place has so many memories and experiences with us. Then a couple of other customers were there and they were like, the concept of moonshine was brewing then. Because sitting with a lot of my regular customers and all, let's do something in a different place. So while we were looking at options, Hard Cup was one venue who was doing live music then.
Yeah.
Coco's and
Coco's live, yeah.
They were more into a very solo kind of scene. And we were like, okay, let's open something on those lines and do music as a main forte. That's how the concept of moonshine started.
Okay.
So again, while we were sitting around discussing and all, one of my friends pitched a name called moonshine.
Beautiful.
And moonshine had a backstory that this is what. So basically, moonshine is illicit liquor, gudumba.
Okay.
Like in the terms of when US there was a prohibition going on, people used to manufacture liquor illicitly.
Okay.
And they should term it moonshine.
Moonshine, okay. Interesting.
So we built the whole venue on the lines of that. There was a secret door. So those all became the integral part of the design when we are constructing the venue. So we took an open land, we built that venue, and we started analyzing. And okay, back then there was a Bollywood-dominated industry in Hyderabad. People were doing a lot of Bollywood bands and all. Why not do core English? So we had a couple of friends, a lot of people suggested, okay, these are some people who can help you out. So we got a team of sound engineer, a consultant on board. Then he helped us out in terms of how to look at the music scene. Yeah. Because food and drinks were again part of
every
the industry, but music was not part. We understood the core crux of how we want to do music and drinks together. Then we started doing live music. First 6 months, it was killer in terms of how the Hyderabad venue runs. First 6 months, everyone comes out. We had a good run. It was going good. Slowly, like, again, that's when the Bollywood, more venues added.
Yep.
And it was a shift. Then we realized, okay, we have to do something new in terms of how we want to experiment. Because even after that also, we were experimenting a lot in music. We had a lot of new bands coming in. We have been calling people from different parts of the country to come and perform. So we slowly became a music-centric venue. Rather than a club or a bar, people used to come exclusively for music. People used to like us in terms of what. Slowly we started forming communities in terms of how people liked what we did. So I guess 2016 is when the music scene started slowly growing up. But we were like, okay, I mean, still it is not enough for us in terms of what we're looking at.
Okay.
So then we started experimenting with regional bands. We saw a couple of kids online who were playing Telugu covers, which became very popular. We touched base with them. We were like, we called them, we told them this is what we want. They were like, are you sure you're asking us to play Telugu songs in a club? I mean, because they were doing Bollywood shows in elsewhere clubs.
Okay.
Other clubs they were doing. When we called them and we told them, dude, this is what we're looking at. They were like, are you really sure? I mean,
yeah.
So we were like, okay, sure. We already tried with. So before getting all those kids, we had a kid called Nitish who was performing with us all multiple genres. Okay. We told him to try this out because he at a different venue, people rejected him for singing a Telugu song. So we told him to try it out. I mean, see, we own the venue. I mean, there was no one stopping you.
Yeah.
You do it. So somehow I felt a gut feeling that this nostalgia factor will definitely hit you someday. Because let's say if you go to a club, when you listen to a song in your something which was popular in your school days, you'll definitely connect to it. The connection happens. That was a core logic of starting regional music.
Regional music.
Let's say, because 90% of the songs were Rahman and Ilayaraja
Yeah.
from 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I myself kept in the audience shoes. Like I thought, okay, what if I am the audience there? I'll definitely connect to, especially when they were doing Prema Desham or Roja or whatever songs they did. I used to go back to my, array, back then, this is what we used to listen.
Correct.
So that was one factor which made me to concentrate more on how I want to look at making this a regular show. So then the bands were kind of skeptical about it. Will people see us? Will people accept us? Will people accept Telugu music in a club? That is what something which we were very confident about. The bands were like, okay, when you are giving us that confidence, why not? And
ఆ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఎక్కడ నుంచి వస్తుండేనా? Where was that conviction coming from? Because
I mean,
back then no scenes were like that.
no, because maybe we were very adamant on trying it for a longer time. Let's say a lot of people try it and leave it. We called our friends, we called everyone. Everyone were like, "Arey, why do you want to do this?" They didn't understand the core logic of the whole experience, how it comes. Then slowly, the word of mouth went out that, okay, this guys are doing this, and people started getting connected. So once the connection started, there was no looking back at all. I mean, it was a very hard choice for us to, again, there were days, I guess, I remember, we were only 2 people listening to a full band.
Okay.
I mean, it was very tough for us. Yes, I understand. But again, it's a consistent support from everyone, the team, my partners also, who believed that, okay, this will work. Same way, we have done multiple genres. I mean, Hyderabad knows us only for regional, but the kind of bands what we bought across the country, a lot of big names played with us.
One point you said, Anna, when there were days there were only 2 of you guys in the whole club and there was the band playing. During those nights, how would you think emotionally? How would you get back to yourself? How would you convince yourself, okay, no, this will work again?
So it was a very different situation altogether, because back then we had seen the rise and we came down.
Yeah.
So we had to have the conviction that, okay, this has to be our game. We have to stick on, because you can't analyze a business by only doing it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You have to make sure you have to be consistent for a longer period of time to understand what went wrong and what went right. You might not know that in a month or 2 months.
Correct.
You have to analyze it. Mistakes are made. I mean,
Correct.
you learn from those mistakes, right? So that way, we were like, the feeling was always there that people would connect. Because let's say when people slowly started appreciating what we did, it's music, end of the day, it has to be appreciated. No one would hate music, right?
100%.
So that was the core logic in terms of, okay, this will hit for sure. Maybe not today, but tomorrow people will start getting connected to it. It was a matter of time. Yes, 6 months we waited. But once that wait is over, I guess, I mean, it turned the whole picture altogether completely.
Yeah, I mean, like Moonshine today is a big cultural hub.
Yeah.
It's one of the callings for the Telugu culture, and Telugu music has picked up really, really well. I think it's beating every genre right now. Yeah. But before we dive into all these things, Anna, there's one thing I read about you. Like, you did your BTech, you did your corporate job. 1 year tarata, you wanted to come back to the restaurant business. Where did that calling come from? Like, you felt like I have to do this, or it was more like a calculated decision?
Somewhere, see, what happened was way beyond. I was more interested in joining a hotel management school before joining my BE.
Okay.
So what happened was, again, those days, as I told you, parents were very particular about what their kid were choosing. We didn't have a choice like how the generation now is having.
Yeah.
When you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to go to US and get a job. That was
that's the safe mentality.
The safe mentality of, especially the Telugu community. Everyone wants to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It is a kind of a written agreement for everyone. I mean, I guess all my friends did that. I mean, all my friends did the same thing. But I guess at one point of time, I felt, okay, I mean, okay, if not now, maybe later I would love to do what I like. So my stint with F&B started when I was in the job. I mean, job didn't, because there were too many politics. I mean, it was a very small firm, not a big corporate also. I worked for a very small firm, and I felt like, okay, ikkade inta politics unte inka paina enta untadi.
Yes.
And somehow I felt very, what do you call, surrounded with people who were, okay, Aravind Tokkali or something on those lines. I was like, no, I don't want to work for more. And the guy who helped me get a job that day. I guess he's with me even today.
Okay.
So he's a very good friend of mine, and he invests in a couple of my projects as well. So this kind of support what he gave me, like, okay, you want to quit, okay, you're doing this, yes. He helped me out in terms of how I built that venue also. So that way, yes, it was not an easy job to quit, and because your job was your source of income, it was very standard. Once you got addicted to the source of income on a regular basis, it was very hard to quit and do something else.
Yes.
So I had to, because luckily maybe my dad was helpful in that way. Okay, if you want to do something, yes, you can do now after 1.5 years of working. He didn't know that I will choose this.
Okay.
So he gave me the capital, but he was not happy with the work I was doing.
What discussions happened, Anna, while taking the
business? Why this? Why do you want to choose this? Don't you have anything else? Why a F&B business? You could have done something else.
Any vivid memory you remember back in that day having a conversation? Amma, Nana to intlo maatladetappudu em unde?
I mean, I guess one particular word my dad said, "I plate lagadiye buddhendra." So that was one word I still remember. So tarvata, I guess it took 4 years for him to understand what actually we were doing.
Okay.
He was passing by that road. One of his friend got him to my cafe, and they were like, "Oh, this is what you were doing." Okay, then. So tarvata, it was okay. After Moonshine opened, I guess a lot of people told him about how big the venue was, or how the bigger scale we were doing.
Yeah.
Then he got, okay, now after so many years of doing business or in F&B, then he understood, okay, this is not about what I thought, it is completely different what he's doing.
Now, interesting thing in that whole part, appudu meeru cheppetappudu like 1.5 year of job, adi odlesi Nana supported, but still మీరు decision తీసుకోవాలి that I have to take this journey. ఆ రాత్రి నిద్ర వచ్చిందా?
ఏం లేదు, ఇంకా ఆప్షన్ లేదు. You have to dive in. I mean, అంతే. అంటే see, support kante kuda, he never said no.
Okay.
See, he didn't like it. Like, no, you have to do this only. He never stressed me out in terms of, no, you are not going to do this. He said, like, choose your career. I mean, do something which is not this. I didn't say don't do it.
Okay.
He only said not this. And he was not adamant on it.
Okay.
One way, because even with Moonshine also, I mean, I took capital from him again. He helped me out there also. It's not like, because it was a bigger project when we were doing it. But he said, like, okay, now that you are doing it on a bigger scale, make sure
the revenue
comes out.
Okay.
So that way, I guess once the brand was built and the whole structure of Moonshine and started and all, he was like, okay, the scale, the kind of credibility, the kind of name the brand built, all this matters now.
Okay. See, I myself run 2 brands, and it's like, I know the weight, what goes behind it. So you're doing it across 4 to 5, I guess. So every brand has a soul. How do you protect that?
I guess for all the brands, the people are the soul for me. In terms of Melange, I guess I have retained my staff from past 16 years. Those people are the soul of that brand. People know, even today, wherever they go, you used to be at Melange, no? So it has created that personal experience with a lot of people. I had guests who still remembers, because I shifted that venue to a different place now after 16 years. Even today, ye Film Nagar wala
Moonshine
Melange tha na. So the association is like that. I mean, people remember. It became that trademark venue for Film Nagar for 16 years.
Okay.
So a lot of people have memories. A lot of people have. So with Moonshine, music is a soul.
100%.
So there is nothing. I mean, people associate Moonshine in terms of how the live scene shaped up. There is no other question for Moonshine. With Dakshin, the experience is what I say, that this is where you come inside, you have that atmosphere and the vibe what the place creates. So once you go inside, you'll feel that you're in a very, what do you call, vintage temple atmosphere kind of stuff. So the aura, the perfume, the smell, it completely gives you a different feel altogether.
Walk me through this thing. Cafe Melange is a cafeteria.
Yeah.
Moonshine is a proper cultural music hub. Then there is EXT Hyderabad, your brand, which is into completely techno house music.
Yes, techno house, independent also.
Fabulous. And then there is Aroma of Dakshin. In these 4 different brands of yours, Where do you spend time the most, or how is your day in every department managing all these things?
Let's say my day starts at 10:30 in the morning. So I wake up at 6:30.
Okay.
So once my kids go to school and all, I start my workout. Then I'll go to Dakshin first, 10:30. Then 10:30 we'll check how the lunch menu goes on, how the thali goes on and all. By 12:31 the lunch crowd starts.
Okay.
Then I'll go to bistro, most probably 3:34. Then bistro I'll spend an hour, 2 hours, because it has more of corporate structure. It is in a corporate building, so it is very systematically done.
More like plug and
play types. Then I'll go to Moonshine in the evening. I'll come back to Dakshin, and from Dakshin I'll go to Moonshine. Moonshine I go mostly from Wednesdays. Wednesday to Sunday I'll be there, because since Monday and Tuesday are more of a easygoing days. From Wednesday we'll be there. I'll go at 7:30. I'll stay till 11:30, 12 most of the times, or else if I'm exhausted I'll leave early. But weekends I'll be there till the closing.
Now a number, like, like restaurant businesses have like 5 to 12% of margin. Am I right?
Yes, technically that is right.
Technically that is right. And 25 to 30% Swiggy, Zomato take on the deliveries. From outside, everything looks, nice, profitable. What do people completely misunderstand about this business, Anna?
People look at the fancy version of the business only. They don't look at the hardships of what goes behind. See, your profitability is 10 to 12% if you are there. If you are there.
Okay.
It's not 10% always. And people miss out on the fact that there's a blind perception that people think F&B has a 30% profit ratio. It was there at an era wherein your rental cost was less, when your real estate, when your workman, the labor was cheap. But it's no longer the same. So the ratio of increase of the labor wages or the raw materials, you can't increase the same ratio on your product as well. That a lot of people miss that logic in terms of, let's say if I'm selling a chicken 65 at 350 rupees or 400 rupees, the 400 changes like once in a year we change that.
Yeah.
But the oil price or everything, the price of chicken or whatever it is, that has changed drastically compared to the menu prices which have changed. Okay. Let's say back in the day when I opened Melange, I still remember an oil packet, a tin was 700 rupees. Now 700 rupees, I guess.
And now it is
1500. Double, I guess.
Double the price.
More than that.
So tell me something, Anna. Like this is a basic thing, like now you said 700 oil packet now, and tin now it's 1500, double the cost. You can't change the cost of the menu every time.
Yeah, that's right.
How do you tackle those situations when the crowd is coming in?
It's the volumes. I mean, if you're doing more volumes, that's when you will get to that. See, again, what happened is you need to make sure that the quantities are taken into measure in terms of how we are looking at the profit ratio as well. Let's say on a regular basis, the manpower, you need to have smart people working in.
Okay.
You need to have people who are considering every aspect in terms of how you're cutting from, like, there are a lot of people, I mean, now that I'm deeper into because with Moonshine, my food was very less sale. But with Dakshin, we are getting more and more deeper into how your kitchen works, because our sale is completely food there.
Yeah.
With Moonshine, we were like more into the liquor part, because alcohol was my more selling and food was my lesser volume. But with Dakshin, the tables have turned. Okay. So now we are looking at every nook and corner in terms of how to cut down on expenses. Let's say if a waiter is cutting, a chef is cutting an onion, in terms of how wastage less is there. How you need to look at the precision of wasting a lesser peel, or everything matters now. You need to make sure how much oil you use for the fries, or how much oil you use for the vegetables, or whatever you're cooking in. We bought our oven wherein which cut down my half of boiling process by gas stoves. I boil all my vegetables in oven. So all those things matter. If you start scrutinizing everything, the smart people, I mean, it's always about smarter workers. Once they come on board, you will tend to notice a difference automatically.
Okay.
In terms of how you want to cut down your costings, how you want to make sure your product still stays the same. So with Moonshine, we didn't see that because our volumes were very less. But with Dakshin, because it's a food-oriented business, completely, there was no alcohol percent there.
Yeah.
So we tend to understand more deeper because till now we were to an extent, we know 30% of F&B. Now we're exploring more. I never say that I'm an expert in F&B at all. It's a learning curve. And even now we are learning every new day. We learn something or the other in terms of how we want to minimize the costing.
You mentioned about people, having the right people, hiring the right people. And in the industry like restaurant, where like, the hiring department, the people who are working in the restaurants, it's a very challenging business.
Yes.
They keep shifting from one restaurant to other, one industry to another. So make me understand, how do you hire the right people? Do you spend time in people who are, once they join the company, do you spend time with them? What is the process like?
So I'll tell you my personal perception. I don't know about how others are doing, but for us, we have a team of people who will start scrutinizing the resumes, whatever we get. It's a close circle team wherein who will search because their experiences, their friends, their colleagues who are part of their previous companies and all, we all get resumes, reference resume. We sit down, we'll scrutinize, we'll take a trial with them. So once they come on board, what happens is they need to understand how the company works, the model of the company. So your previous employees are the key in terms of how you how people stay with you. So if they understand that, okay, how we are treated in a venue, again, because I say this with my experience of people staying with me for a longer time. That is where your personal connection with everyone makes a lot of difference. We know every single person. We go, we talk to them, because unlike, I don't know how others run, but we get a lot of feedback from our staff saying that हमारे previous company में ऐसा नहीं था, MD never used to come out of the office and talk to us or sit with us or have a meeting. So we make sure we have town hall meetings every month. We make sure the entire staff has a proper meal. It's not like, generally the restaurant industry, more of the restaurants, what they do is they do one rice, one curry, one. But what we do at our restaurant is we give them a choice in terms of what they want on the menu. We have with I guess Dakshin, we have a nice spread of lunch for them. So it reflects in terms of how they are staying with you. So it all is how you give to them, that's how you get back.
Being a leader for so many people working under you, what is that process you maintain of having that communication? Like you said, every month a town hall meeting untadi. A communication me side nunchi em veltadi, like this is the mandate from my side.
Mandate ante, see, we want to make sure that whatever problems they have in terms of work, we want to address that. So my doors are open to everyone. Any time you have a trouble, you just can. Generally, there's a hierarchy which goes on with other companies saying that you can't meet the MD just like that.
Corporate side don't.
Yes. So here we are like, okay, you can call us, you can text us any point of time if you have anything going on. So if any, let's say, a lot of times when a lot of my staff had personal issues in terms of one of their daughters having some issue, one of their sons admitting to a hospital, and we personally calling the doctor, or we anyway we have a reference of any hospital, we used to send them to there. So all those things we kind of personally intervene in terms of how to help them.
Any specific incident you remember, Anna?
Yeah, one of my chef, his daughter was suffering from some kind of seizure, so she was in Calcutta. So this guy has been working with me from almost like 15 years now. So he called me late in the night. He said, my daughter is having seizures. So immediately I told him, get her on the train, get back to Hyderabad. So one of my partner's sister is a psychiatrist. So I called her. I told her that this is the situation. Then she called them to the hospital. She has taken good care of them. So this kind of thing, even with multiple. I mean, one of my chef whose dad was also not well. My other partner, we helped them out. So that way, we make sure that we were very much part of the
stood with them in the tough times. Yeah,
multiple
that's a very
incidents.
important part.
I guess half of my staff, whenever they build houses, especially those people in Orissa and Calcutta, when they have that government funding coming in, they'll fall short a few thousands in terms of to building their houses. I guess half of my staff we have helped out in terms of building their houses and sending them on a longer leave to build the house and come back. So generally, the policy with other companies is once you go on a longer leave, they tend to ask them to resign and go.
Yeah, okay.
We were like, okay, on a formality basis, you are there. You can come back to us. We have that little bit feasibility in terms of how we understand them. It's not like money is not the only part where you're looking at.
Yeah, it looks like the relation with the people is more like family like.
Yes.
And like make me understand, before the guest sits down, what actually happens? Walk us through the, you know, the moment that the 5 a.m., you know, working hours before the doors open, like, you know, the invisible war that happens before
So different
the doors
venue,
open.
different aspect.
Okay.
Okay, let's say I'll come with Melange. Melange, since we are in a corporate building right now, every day the team comes at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, because we open at 12 there.
Acha.
So their process is simple. It's completely food based. So they make sure that every prep is done. The breads are baked. They have a proper instruction manual there. They'll follow that. With Dakshin, the thali, from the banana leaf to the music what is playing inside, to the fragrance what comes out. From there, we have a huge lamp in front of the entry.
Okay.
So it is decorated, the lamps are lit, and the proper protocol for it. They have proper timing for that, and they'll do the entry comes in. Once you enter, once that door opens, it's like a temple door.
Okay.
Then you can see the whole vibe coming inside.
Fabulous. It's
Nice
more like
Hollywood
a
flavor.
proper
Yes, something
South
on the lines
Indian
of
traditional.
yeah.
Interesting.
So the banana. So we made sure that we want to give the banana leaf experience to everyone.
Okay.
So we started with Khan's plates as the ideology first, but I mean the wear and tear was so huge and it was not going well with that. So we started doing. Then we like, okay, let's try the banana leaf. So once you enter inside, every table has a banana leaf. It was pre-planned and placed there. Banana leaf and a proper Khan's glass to drink water. It gives automatically a proper temple vibe once you go inside. We'll ask them, are you comfortable with banana leaf or you want a plate? 90% of the guests are happy looking at the banana leaf. That has become a habit for everyone now.
And when you see a guest ordering a particular kind of a dish, do you understand, okay, he knows his food very well?
Oh, yes,
really?
Definitely. Especially with Dakshin, we understand easily.
Acha.
Yeah, because when someone is exploring the thali, when we start the thali process with first kosambari, then comes the roti pachadi and all. If someone is looking at how the pattern is placed and asking them questions about what is this made of and all, we understand, okay, this guy knows his food.
Knows his food very well. Any dish or any particular curry or any particular food or savory from Aroma of Dakshin, like you'll recommend, like this is something you would enjoy the most?
Mangalore ghee roast is
Mangalore
something
ghee
which I personally like, and Talesheri biryani is something which is my favorite there.
Okay.
Thalis again.
Thalis are again the go-to thing. Tell me something, Aroma of Dakshin, 4 to 5 different cultures of South Indian food. In like Telugu South Indian food ante andar ade antaru, idli, dosa and all these things. Where did this idea came? Like what did you see that market was missing, and where did that insight come from, do you know?
So insight, it came when I went to Uta, Bangalore.
Okay.
So the whole vibe of that place it was above a brewery. Windmills was the brewery and Uta was about windmills. When I went to that place, I somehow liked the whole vibe of that place and the way the food was served. It was more of a Karnataka cuisine. They served it in a proper fusion way. I mean, I love that whole vibe, everything around that place. And I was like, okay, when I'm opening a restaurant, this is what I look at. And the party we do from Chennai was one more inspiration wherein they used to serve a course meal. You'll have a course meal. You don't have a menu there.
Okay.
You have to book your meal. Once you go there, they'll serve a proper 7-course meal. So that was what the idea behind this is what I want to do in terms of how the South Indian cuisine should be represented. And when we were looking at how to open in Hyderabad, we were like, every restaurant is opening a Telugu restaurant.
Correct.
And everyone is looking at the spicier food or ragi sankati, natukodi pulchu or fry piece biryani. These were the common things which were going. Cooker pulao was one of them. మేము అనుకున్నామంటే లేదు ఇట్లా కాదు. So let's try the entire South Indian. Let's be South Indian, not only Telugu. Let's consider all the 5 states. Let's bring back all the 5 states. Let's look at how we can make people also look at the South Indian food. Because ఎందుకంటే Telugu, Tamil, Kannada are 3 very familiar.
3 very familiar.
Rice dominant.
Rice dominant places, yes.
Keralaకి వచ్చేసరికి it is way too different. They have coconut oil. The rice is a matta rice. So lot of difference. When we were looking at, okay, let's try this. Okay, started working on it. The menu was done. Initially, chepna kada, it was not that welcome for people to understand that, okay, this is when we were, my inspiration for serving, because if you go to Dakshin, we don't just throw everything in katoris and put on the table.
Okay.
So we have a pattern of serving. They'll come to your plate. They'll tell you that we are doing this. This is what this is. Every dish is spelled and like they'll serve it.
Matlab they'll come, they'll serve you, and they'll explain you the whole process of.
Yeah, they'll tell you that. Okay, this is roti pachadi. This is kosambari. This is guttu vankai or whatever. They'll tell you and they'll serve it on your plate. So that was something which we told our waiters, okay, let's have that interaction with the guest, saying that, okay, you are eating all these, rather than just like dumping all those things on your plate. We wanted to have that personal interaction with the waiter, saying that, okay, this is what you're eating right now. The pattern was good, but service wise we lacked because we need very experienced people to do it.
Okay.
So it took a lot of time. I mean, whatever mistakes we made in terms of how we change the whole pattern to a different, but still even today we tell the guests that, okay, this is what we are serving, this is that. And
2 things, Anna. When you started all these 4 to 5 different South Indian cuisines in one restaurant, a lot of people question. What kind of questions that came and how did you address them?
అంటే basically with the first was we opened a South Indian అంటే we didn't have noodles or we didn't have any multi-cuisine కూడా లేదు. Lot of people used to come and ask us why are sub restaurant mein milta hai noodles and naan milta hai, why are you not doing? That was one question everyone asked. We can also have that. So later we were like, okay, let's give them a bit of that also. Then so when we added that, people started coming in. They ordered more South Indian, less.
Okay.
So that was one change we observed. So that, okay, you need to have a little bit of everything to please people. But even today, the core dominant menu would be South Indian menu only. I guess most of the items were very common, but appam is a common thing. But what we did was the Kerala cuisine, we did a lot of different items. I mean, Injipuli was one different variety we have done. It is a very sweet and sour taste which comes in. So bun parota, nooi parota. We did Dindigal biryani at that point of time. That was one dish. We did the famous Mysore RR biryani was one of our biryanis. So that way we have done a lot of stuff, but slowly we were like, okay, this is too early for Hyderabad. Let's start building it slowly. So then we scrapped everything. We did a Telugu menu and mixed with, slowly we started cutting down on that. Now we are again, ante anni okesari pedte evariki ekkadu. So that way that was, I told you, we learnt a lot of stuff.
100%.
So we
looks like a lot of effort.
Because the costing was way too high in having all those menu again. So akkada we said, okay, let's scrap it and start building the whole menu from scratch. And we started analyzing on how the pattern was coming in. Slowly we started telling people that, okay, this is a different cuisine altogether. Slowly in thali we used to introduce all those curries we want to experiment. Mellaga, we again brought everyone to the same page as what we wanted.
Fabulous. Do you personally sit down with the chef in preparing the menu? Also, like, did you do like ఏమైనా ఫుడ్ టూర్ చేశారా? ఏమైనా అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఎవ్రీ కల్చర్ that this food has to be there in my menu?
Yes.
What are those things?
Talasheri was one, because when I went to Paragon Kozhikode, I loved their biryani. And we did I guess a 10-11 day road trip back in 22, I guess. We explored everything in terms of how the cuisine works there. Especially with the Kerala cuisine, they have a very wide variety of internal cuisines as well.
Yes.
They have the Malabar cuisine. They have their the temple cuisine. I mean, again, it is more of a
Sandhya.
yeah. The Onam Sadhya is
Sadhya,
very
yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
So that's where we have cracked it. Okay.
Fabulous.
So Onam Sadhya, actually Hyderabad lo, there were only 2-3 places who used to Onam Sadhya. One was ITC, one was Simply South, and one was the Kerala restaurant.
Okay.
Not much places.
Not much.
So Akada, we were like, okay, let's, because since we want to focus more on the whole South Indian cuisine, we were like, okay, let's start working on this. So luckily at that point of time, we had a Malayali chef who was again from Palakkad. Like, okay, I want to do this. When we started promoting that, it went so well that we did it for 2 days continuously. It's a 32 or 33 course menu.
Wow.
Huge task while serving also. And luckily everyone pulled it off and we got good reviews. Second year when we did for 3 days, like pre-booked.
Tell me something, what goes inside the kitchen? Because every state has a different flavor to the vegetarian side and to the non-vegetarian side. So what is the stress in the kitchen? What is like the preparations that goes on? What is the whole process over there?
So we have SOPs defined for every cuisine. We have a base. We have the masalas pre-prepped in terms of how every item changes. So all the bases are already pre-done. They are packed and blast freezed. We make sure that the pattern goes. We have stock for 15 days in terms of how the packaging is done. So I guess by the time they come to the kitchen every day in the morning, they make sure that all the prep is done. So we have CDPs for different cuisines. They take care of their own sections. They make sure that their prep is done. They make sure that whatever raw material is being taken, they'll do an auditing of that also. So whole back-end process, they work in such a way that they have to follow the SOPs completely.
Okay.
If they're not following, it will be easily tracked out.
Okay. Tell me something, Anna. Biryani has been a very big part of the Hyderabadi and Telangana culture for sure. And biryani craze is all over India as well now. So every state, there is a particular kind of biryani. Like what I know of, like Karnataka has a donne biryani. Andhra, properly Hyderabadi dum biryani. And all. So is that a something Aroma of Dakshin focuses on, like every state ka ek flavor dene ke liye?
Yes. So core idea is that only. But Hyderabad being Hyderabad again, we are very adamant on our Hyderabadi biryani.
Okay.
We don't move.
That is the hero.
Yeah, that is definitely the hero.
Okay.
And that also has been the culprit in terms of how the city haven't moved out of Hyderabadi cuisine. Because it took, I guess, till 2015-16, I guess, people used to worry in terms of stepping into Hyderabad. To crack Hyderabad market is very difficult. I've seen so many restaurants, good restaurants coming and closing in.
Yes.
With different cuisines, different cuisines. They didn't work out. So for us to shift from biryani culture to exploring continental and now the new age coffee culture took a lot of time.
Okay.
Unlike Bombay and Bangalore or Delhi, who have been experimenting on food way back in 90s and 2000s only, it took now for us, like last 2-3 years has been way too different in terms of how the whole food scene has shaped up.
And like every youngster or every person in his lifetime, he'll think, I want to open a restaurant. Okay. Now, look, let's say a 25-year-old youngster is looking at this podcast, looking at all these Instagram cafes which are so fancily shot and everything. He wants to open up a restaurant. What, out of your 15 years of experience, a youngster ki mere em chaptaru that nobody has told you during your early days?
I would say work in a restaurant for at least 6 to 8 months to understand what is the core logistics of it. And see, it is a very, very fancy industry. I mean, even today, whenever I talk to anyone, I tell them, you are coming for the fanciness of it.
Yeah.
And passion doesn't, I mean, it is not the only thing which is required. Passion just pushes you to there. Every guy who has the money can open a restaurant. But to running a restaurant, it's something which is not easy for everyone. Double ఉన్న ప్రతి ఒక్కడు restaurant open చేయొచ్చు.
Correct.
But to run it is a challenge. To understand, లేదు I have team of people, they will run it for you అంటే there is no point. You should understand every single element of the whole F&B business. So when you work inside a venue, you will understand Ante what is missing or what you need to understand. Actually, are they actually doing profit as this? The social media gives you a different perception
100%.
about how the venue is running. I mean, the marketing agency's job is to make sure the venue shows in a good light, right? They, even though for a shitty or a fuck all venue, they will make sure that the venue is killer. It's doing killer. It's like the best venue in the country.
Yeah.
But once you know what you be there, that's when you understand. Okay,
The on-ground experience is completely different. Yeah. Okay, direct question, Nana, and I need a very clear answer. What kills most restaurants? Like bad location, bad food, or bad people?
bad people.
Bad people.
Bad people. Because see, if your food is good, no matter the location, maybe it will take more time to get a good success. But if your product is good, no matter where you are, it will be because personal experience.
Okay.
When Melange opened or Moonshine opened, I was way out of the core Jubilee Hills. I was in a corner.
Corner,
I was in a corner.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a proper road.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is my personal opinion because I came from a very bad. అంటే అందరూ ఫిలిం నగర్ కదా, like it's a great location అనుకుంటారు కదా, but when you actually 2009 the road was dead.
Yeah.
It was a single road when I opened. Later, after opening it all became big. Gani. People used to come for the product. They liked it. They started hanging out. They started feeling it as a
The
second
ambience
home.
and everything.
The ambience, all those things. Even from Moonshine also. Moonshine is secluded.
Yeah.
It's not even on the main
roads. Yeah.
prime roads.
Yeah.
45, 36 or 10 are the prime roads.
Yeah.
Film Nagar Road till Whisper Valley, people will turn off. And we are after that. So the scene, the music scene, what got us the limelight is a product. So that is what I personally believe in.
15 years tarvata, if you have to start the whole thing today, Anna, what would you do differently? And what did that all learning cost you in time, money, in something that personal, never shows on the balance sheet?
I guess 15 years, I won't be emotionally involved in businesses.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one thing I've learned in this 15 years. Maybe you should look at business and people as a very shrewd way.
Okay.
Rather than looking at how loyal people to you are or how loyal, because it won't take you anywhere. You will be like, the credibility will stay, but what changes would be the people won't be the same. That is what I've learned in 15 years now.
I think growth changes a lot of scenarios.
Oh yeah, a lot of scenarios.
Any memory you remember, Anna, when you were like, when the growth phase was coming, when every business was of yours growing, our scalability ni ela protect chesaru?
Right team. Ante basically having those systems in place. Plus your partners play a very big role in your growth. Your partners are your support system. They are your pillars. Ivaltik kuda, if you are growing ante, your credibility lies also with your partners.
Okay.
The kind of support system they gave, the kind of strength. Enduku ante without them, there is no point in terms of how you can see the growth. One bad partner ruins the entire business.
Oh, I understand that. Yes. In a like, is your company having partners, and how key is that role, and how like old is that bond, Anna?
We are 5 partners. 2 partners are my relatives. One is my brother-in-law and one is my nephew. The other 2 are friends of mine. Jaydev is my college friend.
Okay.
Kamal and Shalu are my nephew and brother-in-law. Vinith is a common friend what we have. So all of us, we own Moonshine. And with Dakshin, I have a different team altogether. Okay. Dakshin has Vinith as common, and Maitri is the brain behind the Creative Square. So she is a chartered accountant, she's an advocate as well. So she is the one who designed the entire Creative Square, how it was shaped up.
Fabulous, Anna. Tell me something, Anna. In Telangana, give me a complete list of what all licenses do we require to open a restaurant and alcohol business? Like real list, real cost.
The first comes trade license. To perform any form of trade, you need to have a trade license.
Yeah.
Then comes the FSSAI. And you need to have a GST registration for all this. This is a common thing for everything.
Yeah.
Then you'll have a labor license.
Okay.
Then if you are opening in a commercial complex, you need to have the fire license as well.
Okay.
Fire license is mandatory right now. Then you need to have and police licenses. It's called establishment license.
Establishment
Yeah,
license.
you need to
Okay.
submit all these documents to the commissionerate. They'll come and inspect. They'll check all the licenses and they'll give you a establishment license.
Which license has surprised you the most, and or was it like most painful to navigate? Because licensing is a big task, is what we hear.
Everything, and I guess the rules are not the same anymore.
Acha.
So every license is now difficult to get only. I mean, it's not that easy. Trade is something which you can get easily in terms of if you have proper documentation going on.
Yeah.
But police license is something you need to have all these licenses, then apply for police license.
So that is something
That is something
difficult to navigate.
which is very hard to navigate. I mean, the kind of scrutiny which goes on, every department it comes in and checks your premises. You need to have adequate parking. You need to have adequate licenses. So they'll check all the parallel licenses, then they'll give you the police license.
Yeah, that's what, that's what matters. Like, utti passion though, you can't enter into the business. All these, they need to know all these things because they don't know what they're walking into otherwise. And 2024 lo 4,600 food safety inspections in Hyderabad lo. That too unannounced. You run 4 different concepts. Personally, have you been inspected, and what does this what does that inspection day feels like to you?
We had a surprise inspection. I was there when the inspection happened. I don't think, I mean, it was something which is out of blue. It is something which happens.
Okay.
But ఇంతకు ముందు ఎట్లా ఉండేది అంటే it was not on a regular basis. Once in a while. Now the scrutiny is more. Yes, it should be done because you need to be very careful about your kitchens as well. So when the surprise inspection happened, Dakshin just opened.
Okay.
And we had it was a month that someone randomly walked into the kitchen. I was like, okay, this was something new. Because generally when they come, we'll have an interaction with them and then they'll go to the kitchen, we'll show them everything and all. But this guy rapidly went into the kitchen, and it was a surprise factor for us because the kitchen was newly opened. And
Walk me through it. Exactly what all happened?
I guess it was somewhere around 10:30 in the morning. He directly came off, directly went into the kitchen and started shouting at all the people. Because we didn't even open by then. It was all new, and it was only open for people whom we call for lunches. It was an exclusive training period for everyone.
Okay.
So then he was questioning everything. Then we showed all the licenses. Then it was, this should not be like this. This should not be like this. You're not supposed to store all this together. Because we were doing trials and all. We had a lot of new chefs coming in. A lot of people were not in the uniforms at that point of time.
Okay.
So it was initially level. Later on, I guess at Moonshine I had multiple times. And we were pretty comfortable there. We have proper systems for everything.
I mean, because everything that looks fancy has also these tough things to face. Like, a young entrepreneur needs to know that these things might come across the way.
Oh yeah.
To tackle them. That's like a lesson to them. Yeah.
A lot of changes have been happened in terms of how the systems are functioning as well. The active checks are going on. It's good. It's good in one way in terms of how people should be careful. Because lately, I guess even last couple of days, I've seen a lot of checks happening. Good for people and good in terms of how other restaurants need to be very careful about how they want to function their kitchens.
Good. Everybody should hear this actually. This is an important lesson when you do it.
And even when the first check happened, I was not aware of a lot of things. Food handlers should have a certificate.
Okay.
Fitness certificate.
Fitness
was a medical checkup for all the people working in kitchen. So all those things, this was I guess 5 years ago.
Okay.
When the first check happened, for us, the most important part was closing all the lids, making sure you have dates followed, hair nets, hair caps,
Okay.
fire control systems in the kitchen properly. These were the basic systems. But that was a surprise factor when the first time we had a check.
How did you feel that day, Anna?
I was surprised. I mean, for me, it was a surprise.
I know, I'm sure you were surprised, but how were you dealing internally because you had to handle everything outside?
Yes, and luckily the officer was very cooperative in terms of giving us that feedback. Okay, this is what it should be. This is what, because all those years of F&B, that was my first ever inspection which happened. So, and I was aware of only few things, not the fully. Then we understood, okay, this we need to get, this we need to understand. It was a very basic thing. It was not even a very complicated thing because go to a hospital, get checkup done and give them blood tests and all. So it was done then and there itself. So these are some minute things which we miss when we are looking at, because we need to have a system in place. So currently we are doing that in terms of wherever we are going, making sure we have the chefs have a certificate, food handler certificate. All the staff need to be trained in terms of how their hygiene needs to be there, making sure the nails are cut, they making sure they're neatly shaven, making sure their hair is short. All those things matter for people who work in the kitchen.
Once they join the restaurant or your company, what is the training module given to them? Is there a certain kind of training module that is given to them?
Yes, definitely. I mean, they have a proper documentation done, what from your basic hygiene to your haircut, to your nails, to your dress code, to your shoes, everything will be listed. So they'll be handed the uniform plus whatever requirements are there, and then they'll be allocated their job.
Anna, like ఒక restaurant ki there's always a secret enemy, like the profit and loss లో కనిపించదు, like vendors, purchases, wastage. ఎక్కడ క్వైట్ గా బ్లీడ్ అవుతుంది అన్న?
So different places, different. For moonshine, I guess the music scene what we built is because over the course of time the bands have become bigger, the revenues what they were expecting is much more. That is one enemy which grew as we grew. No longer they are in the same numbers as they started. So that is one. With Dakshin, I guess rental is the real estate is one enemy what we have. Melange, my enemy, I guess, is the corporate only.
Acha.
Because it's in a corporate building, it's not easy to enter. Every time you have to pass the security, they have to tell them, okay, I'm going to this place. Then they'll open the gate, then they'll go. So a lot of guests feel kind of not comfortable when they're entering. But recently we have raised the issue, and luckily they have addressed that. Now it is easily accessible.
One vendor, Anna, who taught you an important lesson, like the most important lesson during all these things?
I don't say vendor. I guess a guy who works for a liquor company. He's one guy who taught me a lot about how the liquor industry works.
Acha.
I guess even today I'm thankful to him in terms of how we have, because all those people who started when Moonshine opened, they vanished, and they vanished for the same reasons what he told me not to do.
Okay. So what was it, Anna?
I mean, price war. Never get into a price war with any club. Never do MRP nights. Never do what do you call 1+1s or whatever you want to do with alcohol. Never do that. I mean, I guess he has been there throughout. He left the liquor industry, but as far as he was there, he used to help me out in terms of how not to ruin your volumes by doing all this.
Okay.
So that way, I guess running 10 years as a liquor venue is quite an achievement for me.
100%. So what is that key thing you maintain in the trading of liquor business when you purchase from your vendor? What is the kind of relation? What is the kind of economics you'd like to maintain?
So let's say Hyderabad, the vendor itself is government. Government supplies liquor to you.
Correct.
So we don't have any relation with the government as such in terms of buying and procuring. But what we have is the relationship with the liquor companies in terms of how we do events. So there was this particular period of time when Jameson was launched, and they wanted to scale it. That's when there was a team of people who were active in terms of how they collaborated with Moonshine.
Acha.
The entire company in Hyderabad, they accepts that Jameson grew from Moonshine.
Beautiful. That's quite an achievement.
Yeah, quite an achievement. Every time when the older team comes to Hyderabad and hangs out with us, they're like, dude, arey, wo din the apan kaisa. So the launch happened there. We did quite a number of gigs with Jameson as a brand.
So if you can just walk us through the launch of that night. How was your feeling?
What was the band
how many members?
We did with Jameson, the first band.
Okay.
And the whole team, we had 400 people inside the venue. And the Jameson brand ambassador came from Ireland. He was there making cocktails for the whole venue.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So that night, I mean, I guess the entire team were super happy in terms of how the event shaped up. It gave them a nice mileage also as a brand, because for Hyderabad, that was a launch for them in terms of,
100%.
because it was there way before, but the scale in terms of the volumes they needed, it took time. But when we did that on a regular way, we did like 4 to 6 events with them continuously
Okay.
in a span of a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave a huge mileage.
Like I can relate right now. You know, you've been saying, Sukhen, there were days where only two of us were there and the band was singing, the club was empty. To the Jameson brand head coming and serving drinks
No,
and
like
enjoying
that.
with your
That's what
night.
I'm saying. The
Uh,
association is always with people.
mm,
People are the most important and integral part of any business. If you have right association and right people to understand what you want or what your vision is, that's it. I mean, I guess that's where your whole journey starts.
now, you know, like what does managing people at this scale teach you that a single concept owner simply cannot learn?
I don't know. I mean, I feel I'm still not there in terms of managing people. I need to learn a lot. A lot
You're
of
being
people.
very humble right now.
No. I mean, a lot of my partners complain saying that you are very emotionally invested in your staff. Don't be
Uh,
like that.
really, one moment with the staff member you always carry, Anna, like a moment, like, you know, with the staff. Any story if you remember, it was a beautiful memory for you till now.
Yes, there's one particular staff called Mittu who's been there with me from past 15, 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he comes to me and says like, अगर मैं काम करूँगा तो आपके साथ ही करूँगा.
Mm-hmm.
अगर मैं काम छोड़ दिया, I'll go back to my village and do farming. That was one word he was always, I remember, because the kind of association because every time when I call my team and अगर kitchen में मिट्टू है ना, okay, fine, then it's sorted for me. Because he will handle everything easily. If no one comes also, maybe he'll handle everything and make sure the day goes off well.
Okay.
So that is the kind of person. And that is where even he says, like, sir, अगर छोड़ना है तो I would have done a lot back, but I am here for you.
Okay.
And if I'm not there, I will be at home only. Other than this job, I don't want to do anything else. That gives me a lot of confidence in terms of how I. But sometimes a lot of my other counterparts complain that this is way too much of emotional bonding you have with your employees. That is not good for you.
Yeah, looks like, you know,
Yeah.
literally your team's mood is on the menu and you're completely, you know, your culture is on your product.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous. Anna, like, give me, like, you know, like Hyderabad's nightlife economy is heading to 26,000 crore by 2031. But when you built Moonshine, none of this existed. Kani, you built a home for a culture, Anna, when no home existed. Like, you know, back then there was nothing like Telugu music. There was nothing like something for the South community, you know, and there were other restaurants or, you know, pubs playing Bollywood music, techno music, and they were going full. It was more like a lonely place for you. How did you navigate that?
Navigate.
And how did you feel?
So first, it was a very scary step to take. I mean, I guess everyone is against the step what I've taken at that point of time.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thought that is this guy going mad in terms of how he is looking at Moonshine, because a lot of people questioned my choice in terms of how we
Yeah.
invested in playing regional music at a venue. A lot of customers abused, a lot of friends rejected. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was adamant, or maybe I was very confident, or I don't know. At that point of time, I felt that this will, because somewhere you feel something, right? Okay, this is one thing I believe that it will. Maybe that belief is what made me struggle more in terms of carrying that adamantness for more time.
And what, like, still, but what was that like first signal or any data or feeling like, okay, Hyderabad is ready now?
At Lane it was a very blind, no
Pure gut call.
calculations, no surveys done. It was a very blind. It was some effort, like, okay, because every time when I used to listen to those guys, I would feel that, arey, people are missing this man. They should have come. And I used to call people. I used to, arey, Randra, come sit with me. Trust me, you will love this.
Yeah, because after listening to you and after doing a bit of research, you know, it's like not a Hyderabad story kaadu. It's like an every entrepreneur or pioneer ki story. Like correct ga unnappudu, nobody will believe it.
Ante kada. See,
Yeah.
when I'm banking on music end of the day, and banking on good music. I mean, there is no reason I should fail, because Bollywood was anyway doing it. Why not regional? Why not Telugu? You are living in a Telugu state. So But once people started coming in and connecting to it, that is where the whole scenario changed. And lot of people, they came, like they thanked us. And I missed. I don't know how I missed it.
Nostalgia feeling.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, even when people come from US and all, I guess me and Tabla would be on their prime list of approaching a venue. So whenever they come, they're like,
Eldam Rakda.
So 90s, I was in college, I was doing this song, or they were associating themselves to a moment they had, their memories and all. So all those things matter.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess the best moments would be when Agam and Taikudam played. There are a lot of people who came out and they asked who's the owner, and they came to us and thanked us because they never thought they would see them on a venue like Moonshine. They never thought that, because all the shows we did, because Moonshine is a very small, cozy venue. Every concert which happens is a very intimate concert. It's a very intimate space. So people will have that closure feeling whenever a band performs. You are integral part of that performance. You will be right in front of the artist. So that is a very nice feel to carry. So that way, lot of people who were there, they like that concept. They like that feel. They always like that presence of artists right in front of them. I guess I still remember there was this artist called Guthrie Govan. Okay.
Guthrie Govan.
Yeah, people worship him. He's kind of a guitar god. And he was playing at Moonshine, and that was an achievement for us.
Okay.
Because he never came to Hyderabad. He does only prime cities, Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi, Ante. So that was the first time our team got an inquiry and they called him. The day we launched the poster, every artist in Hyderabad, they literally like, Anna, I mean, the 3-1 is coming. We didn't know how did you pull it off? We didn't expect that he'll come to Hyderabad ever. So these were those. Once the show was done, everyone, like, I guess that day, half of Hyderabad musicians were there at the venue. And they cancelled all their shows outside and they came to watch him. So that is a kind of impact which was created with. So we did something like those in multiple aspects. We called Guitar Prasanna, who was again, he's a legend. He works with Rahman. He is one guy who has scored a lot of guitar solos with Rahman.
Oh.
Yeah. So
usually when artists like these come, what is the crowd? What is the footfall? What are the numbers?
So these are the crowd which comes are the core audience. They understand that.
Okay.
Let's say if you are going to a club, okay, you don't look at what is going on. You just want to go hang out in a club and come. But with Moonshine, it's not that.
Correct.
They look at what is going on. So they are the audience who come for them. So that's what I'm saying. No, we are a community venue, which we build communities around a small place.
Exactly.
So that way, the whole culture has a different genres together. If let's say Guitar Prasanna came, all those guitar enthusiasts who have seen him playing and who have grown watching him, for them he's a god in terms of how they worship him. The same way, there's a lot of drummers, of guitarists who came, who played.
Like same person, let's say one person, he goes to Moonshine one day and then he goes to EXT another day. What does that tell you about the Hyderabad's youth actually? Like, how are they adapting, or what is their behavior like?
So Hyderabad as such, okay, if you divide Hyderabad, there's West Hyderabad, there's East Hyderabad.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, again, West is where from Banjara, Jubilee,
yes,
it goes on.
Yes.
The East is again LB Nagar or Old City or all those. So it is way two different cultures altogether. That area is still the same. If you go to Old City, since you have a factory there, it is still the same. They haven't changed much in terms of how they look at. They don't explore. They are happy with Hyderabadi food. They are happy with biryani. They will not look at other things. And
yes.
There's no Gen Z there. If you go to Hyderabad or Santosh or Old City, the culture of Gen Z still doesn't exist there. It is completely different. So it usually is. It's not the same anywhere else. If you go to entire Bangalore, is completely different. They don't have something like what we have here. For us, the old Hyderabad is still the heart of Hyderabad. It is still there. Whenever you have the kite festival, if you go to Charminar, the Gulzar House is popped up with all those enthusiasts. They all are from OTT only. West Hyderabad is still the very niche part of Hyderabad.
Also, I want to understand, like, these days the youth, it's like more like called as the flirting culture with the product. One day they want to try this fashion brand, one day they want to try another brand, one day they want to go to a particular place. But moonshine has a particular kind of loyalty. How do you manage, or how do you see the coming youth how do you target that audience?
So 2 venues.
Okay.
The crowd which comes to EXT is a complete different crowd which comes to moonshine.
Okay.
So the moonshine, the age group is from 21 to like 60, 70, 80 also. We have seen, I guess today's Sunday, so we see people above 60, 70 years coming to watch the live band.
Okay.
So particular bands have particular following. So let's say if I do the same thing with EXT, the EXT we don't play much cover music in EXT. EXT is all about independent music. People, especially new age kids who are looking at their own compositions, their own songs. So that is where the crowd comes from, because people who follow them. There are a couple of bands who have started creating their own music in Hyderabad now.
Yes.
Like so they are the next big thing which will slowly start picking up, which will slowly start having their own audience. Because for them, the cult following happens. For the cover music, it is the regular following.
Okay.
But for those people who are playing, that's the reason EXT plays a very different role compared to moonshine.
Okay.
EXT itself is defined in such a way that we want a very different pattern or a quality of music which goes on with EXT. With DJs, techno is what we look at. But when it comes to the live scene, we look at people with original compositions, people who are traveling across the country singing their own compositions.
Okay.
We have a lot of big names who came to EXT. So metal bands.
Oh.
Hyderabad is big in metal culture as well.
Metal culture, yes.
Yeah. So I guess they had a lot of break in between in terms of not finding venues to perform. But once we started doing it, I guess every month we have a couple of metal gigs. We have a cult following for that also.
Yes, yes.
So we created that space for every kind of genre with us to make sure that people are associated with that community as well. Metal has close to 250-300 people community who come, who like that one day, that particular month, they are there no matter what. We have a community for dance workshops. They come. We have a community party wherein all those youngsters who want to come and play and chill. I mean, they play beer pong, they play Sudoku, or they play multiple games we have on a community night. And then we have a candle making workshop. So we do all those things on a regular level.
Looks like all these activities what you plan is keep somewhere or the other engaging with the people and with the youth. How much is the capacity? How many people can at one go come into moonshine and at EXT? What is the space capacity? How many people can
I guess with moonshine the seating capacity would be somewhere around 150.
Okay.
But on a concert day we don't do seating at all.
Yeah.
It is all standing, which would go up to 300 plus. EXT would be 200.
Let's say on these packed days, what is the whole team's planning and management that goes behind it?
So it depends on how the gigs are. So we, I guess by one day before, we'll usually know the count of the reservations or the count of tickets which is sold. Because EXT mostly works on ticket sales because it has a lot of ticketing going on for it. Because all the events what we do at EXT, either they are traveling DJs or traveling bands or local bands who are doing their own ticketing for them. So EXT is defined in a ticketing menu. Moonshine, it is more of a walk-in based.
Yeah.
So we structure that, let's say on a busy night, we'll make sure that all the briefing is done, the kind of seating and the kind of layout which we always decided.
Okay.
Will happen.
Okay. So the operations is taken care, but what is the planning and approach where you Do you take part in those days, Anna?
Yes,
To
if the
just have
bar
a
gets busy, we'll jump into the bar.
oh,
Yeah, we did that quite a lot of times. If someone is not able to take the order, we personally take the order. We call the kitchen. A lot of things. If someone outside is not able to find a waiter, we go call. We take the order. We deliver that order. So a lot of. I mean, we are integral part of the venue
yes, yes,
anyway.
yes. So
It's
means
not
like
like
you're
we.
hands-on with
Oh
everything.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, there were
That's the
days, I guess, not currently, but back in 20, I mean, maybe 19, yeah, 19, wherein we had huge crowd and bar counter was very packed. When me and my partner jumped into the bar and we did our bartending job as well for that day. We even got tips for it.
That's fabulous. Any drinks you remember you made?
No, no, no,
No.
no. Basic.
Nice, nice. Anna, like, you sound so passionate about everything, but I think you speak with such heart for moonshine. What's that one thing you'd never change about moonshine, no matter what the market says?
Yeah, music is something which I'll never change from moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, if even today when we have even one guy sitting, we'll still play. The band still plays.
Meri Chappina Mata is like a sophisticated thesis of Telugu culture, the music. It's fabulous. And coming to music, like, Pushpa, RRR, ఒక తెలుగు వేవ్ని మొత్తం ఇండియాకి స్వీప్ చేసింది. And you built this moonshine before all of this, where Telugu culture was not yet explored to India. Do you feel vindicated, or do you feel is there a quite little like is there a quite worry inside?
Nothing like that. See,
Mm-hmm.
what we have done, we have changed the entire scenario of Hyderabad in terms of how the Hyderabad scene was there.
Yes.
Okay. And see, I'm proud enough to say that at one point of time, parents would question the choice if the kid chose music. Today, they have an active livelihood going on, and each musician is making good money.
Yes.
And imagine back 10 years back when people who were choosing music as a career with no future around and don't know where the money comes from. For today, when people are literally playing in clubs and getting a source of income and also getting private partners with a much more source of income, I mean, it's quite a change. I mean, I am very proud of it in terms of how it has changed.
Yeah. I completely agree with you on this part. In fact, there is this Indian female rapper from US. Her name is
She
Rajakumari.
played it Moonshine.
Yeah.
She's a Telugu girl.
She's a Telugu girl,
Yeah.
I know. No. She is supposed to be a client's daughter, and the father passionately, supported her in her career. Today, she is, I'm sure you know the name, today she's like a flying success. Today, like, I think the whole culture has shifted, especially with the music law. When you speak about the local rap, the not only people rapping in English now, there's a Telugu version, there's a Punjabi version, there's a Hindi version. Rajakumari, she's a fabulous artist.
Yes.
She is like, the moment you say, like, parents are moving or like encouraging children, that is an actual story.
She's a
I personally
Bharatanatyam dancer basically,
Okay.
who again has a classical touch with her.
Yes.
I guess this was way back in 2016 when she was collaborating with Vivian Devine at that point of time.
Yeah, Divan. Yeah.
Yeah, so even Divine was growing rapidly then.
Mm-hmm.
Their first tour was happening. That's
Okay.
when they came to.
Who's looking for a quick exit, quick profits and quick exit, and somebody who's wanting to make a permanent mark on a city. What difference do you get out of that? What do you feel about that?
I mean, on a personal front, I look at a longer
Hmm.
term business. I mean,
Okay.
in short term business, maybe luck should also factor when you're looking at a short term business. Yes, there are people who got lucky in terms of how
Hmm.
the business went like killer in first 2 months and they made good amount of money, but on a longer level, they didn't survive.
Hmm.
So if you're looking at a finance part or looking at only monetary benefit, yes, that is a good way of looking at a business.
Mhm.
But when you want a long-term business, you want to look at how the credibility factor, the brand factor, all these things matter. So I personally feel that shorter business plans and monetary exits, I mean, it depends on the perception of the person who's looking at
Acha.
a business. Let's say If someone wants to mint money and shut it off and go off, yes, it is good for them. But what will you achieve with that is something which is much more different. Let's say for me, I guess I want to build a brand as a bigger entity than looking at exit when I get a monetary aspect.
I think I more relate to that, leaving a mark on the city,
Mark on the
leaving
city
a
or
legacy behind is
your
something.
identity. Because
Yeah.
I mean, even today, wherever I go, people know me as Moonshine or Melange or Dakshin not yet, but Moonshine and Melange have been two venues wherein people associate me with them.
On a bad day, let's say you're having a very stressful day, which part of your restaurants or which restaurant or which brand of yours would you like to go and spend your time with privately?
It's Moonshine.
Moonshine, Anna. Beautiful. Anna, Telangana government says like the Hyderabad will be the nightlife capital by 2047. But clubs are shut by 11 p.m. 12 a.m. max. Okay. That is big vision on one side. And one side it is like 11 p.m. 12 a.m. shutting. The contradiction ni, what do you have to say, Anna?
So I guess the Hyderabad chapter of NRAI have been actively working towards, because it is, see, politicians can easily say that we want to make it, but again the police infra should be ready for it.
Okay.
I mean, I guess the presentation has been already sent to the concerned officials regarding how we want to look at pursuing the nightlife. I mean, the chapter, they have, I mean, met the DGP of Telangana and expressed their feeling about the closing timings of restaurants in Hyderabad. I mean, on the other side, the politicians say that Hyderabad has been getting more into the nightlife and all, but actively as of now, Friday and Saturday, they have made till 1, but compared to all the other
Yes.
cities in the country, we're yet behind them.
Yes.
But hopefully, they will agree in future in terms of how the timing should be considered.
Let's say today you get a 10 minutes time with the chief minister of the state. One policy change that will make the real difference. Adi Edi. What will you tell him?
Regarding F&B?
Yeah.
Regarding F&B, maybe
Regarding the whole
more
sector.
feasibility in terms of how we get, as of now, especially with the alcohol industry, the number of brands which are there in Telangana are less comparatively to all the other states in the country. That is one. And maybe the extension of timings is one thing I would ask. Maybe a separate beer and wine license like Bangalore, I would ask.
Yeah, because it raises a broader question. Like, what does it actually mean to invest long term in a city? That is where, where the rules can be changed overnight. How does it feel for an individual? ఒక సిటీలోనే ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేసి సడన్లీ ఓవర్ నైట్ రూల్స్ చేంజ్ అయిపోతాయి. ఇట్స్ అ షాక్.
And I see the area where you are, especially in the industry, F&B and F&B okay for say, but alcohol, let's say bar industry, is a very grey industry in terms of how people look at it. I mean, if you go to court saying that government has increased my rates, the court won't entertain
Won't
you.
entertain, yes. And like the state earns like enormous excise revenue. Okay? From whatever all the restaurants have built, all the pubs and everything. Do you feel that relationship is fair? Be honest.
No, absolutely no. But I guess they would see, again, with different governments coming in, everyone has a different association towards how they look at the industry. Some people only look at the revenue, what it is making. Some
Okay.
people want to make it much more bigger. So it depends on their own perception in terms of how they want to look at it. Let's say not everyone is pro alcohol. Some people might want to ban it.
Okay.
Some people might only look at the revenue it is making. But we can't enforce our thoughts into them because policy is done by bureaucrats.
So let's say what would genuinely support government policy? What would a genuinely supportive government policy would actually look like practically?
Practically, maybe the feasibility in terms of how the whole fee structure is there. How, because I still remember when I first opened Moonshine, the application fee was 5,000 rupees. They made it 1 lakh rupees now overnight. I mean, I don't know why. Even with the wine shop fees, it was 25,000 when it started, I guess.
Okay.
Now it's 2 lakhs per one application fee.
And how many times you have to reapply, or is it like a one-time
No, for
license?
wine shop, they do multiple applications when the auction is going on.
Okay.
But every year you need to renew. It is every year a lakh to renew.
So it's again a cost.
It's a recurring cost.
Okay. Okay.
And liquor company, I mean, there's a lot of what do you call complaint from the liquor company saying that our payments are not made. That's the reason we are not able to get more brands, or the government is not feasible enough to accept our applications to get new, or the rate is not going through. They're not happy with the rate increase. So a lot of things. I mean, again, this is my personal feeling wherein, okay, if the consumer is ready to pay the price,
Mm-hmm.
why is government concerned about the price increase? Because let's say, okay, the basic liquor, yes, you don't increase that, but especially the premium brands, I don't think a regular audience would mind if the premium brand price increases. So, I mean, we get to listen to a lot of things from liquor companies saying that, the price is not working out, or the company is not sending the stocks because Telangana, the price is not more. Because all the premium brands, I mean, I guess it's been 3-4 years wherein you don't find double black, or you don't find gold label, or you don't find regular brands which are available in other markets in Hyderabad. So that way, yes, maybe we can, because let's say, okay, if a common man is affected with the price increase, don't look at the common liquor. Let's say beer, don't increase the beer. You want to increase something else, let them increase, because it should be a win-win situation for both because industry is so big that it is giving you 40,000 crores, etc. for the revenue of. So that way, maybe I feel that it should be a win-win for either of them.
I personally I think like a ruling person who has taxes without protecting, eventually nothing has left.
And I've heard this with a lot of distributors in Hyderabad or across Telangana that, I mean, registering a brand in Telangana government is
A bit of task.
a bit of task.
I think the conversation needs to start a bit more louder now. Like 15 years, 4 different concepts, thousands of nights, lakhs of people or lakhs of guests who have visited your space. And ప్రతి ఒక్క మనిషికి మీరు చూసారు, in their sad times, good times, in their celebrations, heartbreaks. What did you understand about human beings now? Back then, what you didn't understand?
Maybe
జనాల గురించి ఏం అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు మీరు?
it's still complicated. I mean, అంటే they come for experience at a venue, and 90% of the time, 95% of the time, we are able to make sure they are going happily out. So our motive అదే మేము అర్థం చేసుకుంది అంటే, when they are coming dejected to the venue inside, make sure they leave happily.
అంతే.
అంతే.
Like, see, what I'm trying to understand is any specific moment or any one guest or one night that has taught you something about, the human perspective of them. Like, ఈ ఫీలింగ్ బాగుందిరా వానికి, or something has left an impact on you.
Let's say,
as
I
a
mean,
memory.
whenever, అంటే నేను మ్యూజిక్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్లో చెప్తాను. వెన్యూ పర్స్పెక్టివ్లో కంటే కూడా I've seen a lot of young women, young men involved in the music when the band was singing, and they tend to go in tears of joy. I mean, the kind of emotionality, అంటే వాడు పాడుతుంటే వాళ్ళు చూస్తూ ఏడుస్తుంటారు. The kind of intense feeling they get, and when they come out, like the goosebump moment, what they feel. These all memories. Ivanni kuda when they come out and thank us, that thank you so much for existing, and words వాడతారు కదా. Because a lot of band కూడా వాళ్ళు అదే అంటారు, అన్న thank you for moonshine అంటారు.
Beautiful. Looks like you're not in the restaurant business. You're in the human connection business. I think that's a very beautiful
అంటే connecting
part.
place కదా.
100%.
Moonshine itself is చెప్పిన కదా, we create experiences, we create memories. We are a place for people to connect. So, and a community. I mean, these are all community connection experience. So all these terms which we are defining what moonshine is now.
Nice. Like, I've seen your throughout the whole thing, what I've studied before you, what I've researched about you, and throughout the whole conversation, one thing genuinely confuses me is the kids art venture what you've started. the kids play.
Creative square.
Creative square.
Okay.
Yeah. Our business logic, it doesn't fit that.
So this idea was my partner's genuinely. I mean,
Acha.
when we were looking at opening Dakshin,
Mm-hmm.
so we've got a building which had 3 floors, and when we were trying to negotiate with the landlord, and like might as well take 3. And the concept was, it was supposed to be a normal standalone land. We want to build a play area in a standalone place, not in a building. But when we were looking at ఒకటే బిల్డింగ్ లో 3 చేసేసుకుంటే అయిపోతుంది, లెట్స్ స్టార్ట్ హియర్ ఓన్లీ. అండ్ మై పార్ట్నర్ వాజ్ వెరీ against the regular play areas, wherein you have a fancy plastic play area, import from China, fix everything to the wall, children will come and jump, they will be exhausted physically.
Okay.
So there is no mental exhaustion for them, they don't learn anything in a play area. That's where the idea of creative square was born, wherein children should also mentally exhausted, they should also be exhausted mentally. Once you go inside, your brain should function faster in terms of looking, learning, in terms of physical, sensitive touch. So all those things is what the entire idea of creative square was. And my partner, I told you, Maitri, she comes from a family background of gifted schools. I mean, her mom runs 3 schools for gifted children.
Okay.
Children with spectrum. And she's again presidential medal awardee. She has facilitated every now and then. And her services in that industry was huge. So, and Maitri being associated with, I mean, born out of that family, and she's been actively involved in the school activities and all. She always wanted to do something in terms of where inclusive vision, because these days a lot of schools have also started inclusive culture, wherein they have a separate dedicated teachers for people with spectrum or gifted abilities. That was a motive behind starting this place also. Let children also understand what spectrum is, or what, in other words, putting it is like, let's say people should also understand that physical activity is not only the play.
Yep.
Mental activity is also the play. And people are different. People are different in different aspects. So we started working on that idea. And everywhere she was looking at, she doesn't want that plastic thing going on. No Chinese imports or no plastic, no ball houses. We curated the place in such a way that every element or every game was designed by us, executed by us. And let's say if a kid is playing that game, he should physically understand that what that game does. Where is the air coming from? Or they'll learn about blowing. If you go to other game, they'll learn about vacuum. If you go to other place, they'll learn about balance. So you are actively involved in terms of understanding what it is, rather than just going and jumping or moving from one place to other place. You are standing there working on the art. There are a couple of spiral arts which we do as well. So physically the kid has to understand the patterns on how we want to do the art. There is a geometry art wherein if he revolves the momentum in such a way that a shape is formed. So it is physical activity. Apart from that is also mental activity for the kid. So by the time 1 or 2 hours, your brain would be mentally exhausted as well in terms of what you have learned from that 1 hour. So let's say once you enter the play area, you have a pet zone wherein very like regular pets, but not everyone has that pets at home.
Yeah. 100%.
So your pets would be max cat or dog, but you've never seen a hedgehog.
Oh.
You never seen a guinea pig. No, like 90% of kids don't look at all this. So it is for those people who can physically come and catch them and see them. And you have turtles, you have tortoise, you have a large aquarium there. So there's a physical activity there. There's something wherein you can touch, feel, sensory activity is there. So a lot of aspects we have kept in that play area, so that people, even the parents are surprised, because even we had a backlash there. A lot of parents who were accustomed to the regular play area, they came, they were like, "Arey, yahan to kuch bhi nahi hai." But once they understood by going game to game and started understanding that, that's when the positive word came out, and okay, this is not the regular play area. This is where you come for different kind of experience, and wherein children and parents together come and play the games inside. Unlike other play areas, parents are not allowed inside. But here we allow parents, they interact with them, they play with them. Whatever spend 1 hour time of spending, you can. There are a lot of grandparents who come to our venue,
Okay.
who get their grandchildren, who sit with them, who play with them.
Lot of bonding
Just not
happens.
like dropping them and going around a corner and sitting on. No, we have active parent kid session going on inside. We have a sand area wherein we have calcium based granules. Even though if you eat, these are edible, they're not harmful for the kid. So we had a lot of research going on, because sand has a lot of minute insects which go inside your body, and we have infection going on. So we have avoided complete sand, and we have bought that material. So a lot of research went behind doing all these.
Every project of yours has a lot of heart, lot of passion into it.
Yes.
I think this one is carries a lot of bonding and weightage as well. And like 15 years, 4 different concepts, or no, 5 if you have to say. One specific failure that still scares you, a fear ain't. Just between us, be honest.
I guess moving out for a while to start something new was my big. I ventured into a small digital marketing firm with a couple of friends of mine.
Acha.
So I guess I was not meant for that.
Hmm.
Maybe F&B is my forte, and I should stick to it. That was one lesson I've learned.
Mm-hmm. It still wakes you up in the night and I had fear.
Kind of.
Kind of. Last question, Anam. You had like B.Tech student, safe path. You chose like, I want to go into the F&B sector. You actually gave a culture to the city. Okay. Was it worth it? Or lekapothe, you feel like, is that even the right question anymore?
Absolutely worth it. I mean, there's no question behind going back and looking at what I did. Even if I had a second chance, I'll still do the same. Yes.
What does that worth mean to you now, Anna, compared to when you started?
I guess, I mean, the livelihood of people in terms of who have been associated with me over the course of time, and everyone having their own share of what I've done. I mean, let's say from my team to all those musicians who have started, everyone who have been associated with us in terms of how we grew together. It's not my own success. It's something which we all built together for Hyderabad. I mean, even now we are working something on that. Even today, we have bands who want to perform their own compositions, who want to perform on their own. They approach us, they ask us to help us out. So every win, every album launch or every song launch of a new musician is a win for us.
Fabulous.
So we want the local talent to go outside. We want our Hyderabad kids to perform outside, have an audience, have a concert venue for them, have a full on. I mean, that is where our agenda is. I mean, that is where we want to be in future in terms of how we represent. I mean, let's say Hyderabad representing the music venue.
What do you see the future of your brands now?
Let's say, I mean, hopefully a better future.
No, yeah, hopefully a better future.
Yeah.
But what's the vision? Like, what is
Vision
your next plan of
with
action?
Moonshine, we would be looking at expanding more, maybe into a concert structure, or maybe into a music festival way. But we will be actively involved in doing music for sure. I told you, right? It's a music venue attached with a bar and restaurant.
100%.
So that way, we'll still continue to the same.
Do we expect another branch coming out
soon? Pretty soon.
Fabulous.
And with Dakshin, we want to look at only one city per state. Maybe we'll be targeting more of 2-tier cities, because the experience is what we want to make sure that people would look at. And the Creative Square, yes, we're already opening a second one by this maybe June or July end, which is in Nagol. That would be actively expanding throughout India. We got a lot of inquiries from different parts of the country. So we are still working on, because this is something which is not a commercial play area. So we want someone who's interested and who's passionate enough to understand the crux of what the play area is. They will come to us, because we have got multiple inquiries, but you are not opening this venue to mint money out of it.
Yeah.
So you're opening this venue to make sure you give an experience to the kid and make sure that this is something which people will learn over the course of time, not like commercializing and putting fancy doll houses or expensive paintings or no point. The reason, if you go to you won't find bright colors. We are very subtle. I mean this term called neurodivergent. So my partner is very particular about all those terms. She's technically sound in terms of how the creative square is opened. Or
But Anna, I have met a lot of business people, but the very few people I come across in the businesses, their purpose, their why is much more bigger. I clearly see a Moonshine Project, the Creative Play Square, Aroma of Dakshin, EXT, everything has a purpose very clear to it. And I think that's what the learning I have from you today. But if you have to leave a message or a thought, or like we call a Soch, to the audience or to young entrepreneurs who are watching this, what would you like to share? Anything, whatever you feel.
I would say that before entering into anything, I would always want the younger generation to analyze. And if you are looking at something, also look at people who are associated with that as well. Let's say, self-centered is something which I wasn't looking at always. So that is where a lot of people change their perceptions. It is not for only you, it is for others people who are associated with you as well. So make sure if you're doing something, the people who are banking on you or who are associated with you also get the same share of what you are achieving. Credit those people who are with you always. Give that acknowledgement, because a lot of people simply just need that acknowledgement,
100%.
which is missing these days.
It was pretty cool talking to you, Anna. It's like the whole vibe and the energy was like, we could speak more and more, but we're respecting your time. But thank you for
so
taking
much.
time and being
It was a
part of our
pleasure.
show. It's likewise, Anna. Likewise. Thank you so